You ever have that feeling? I mean, a deep, profound tiredness that has absolutely nothing to do with how much sleep you got last night? It's a weird feeling, right? Hard to name, but so many of us feel it. So let's dive into that very thing, the quiet exhaustion of just existing.
I mean, that really gets to the core of it, doesn't it? This isn't about being tired from a long day at work or, feeling burned out from a tough project. No, it's a weariness that feels like it's baked into the very act of being alive. That feeling of waking up and, oh man, having to be a person all over again.
All right, so if it's not just burnout and it's not just regular old fatigue, what is it? Well, giving this thing a name is so important. It's really the first step to understanding it, and maybe even more importantly, realizing that you are definitely not alone in feeling this way. There's actually a term for it, existential exhaustion. And the key thing to get here is that it's a fatigue that comes from the fundamental, the work of life, All the endless maintenance, the constant decisions, dealing with emotions, just the simple, repetitive effort of staying conscious day in and day out. Okay, let's break that down a bit more, because it's easy to get these things mixed up. So think about burnout. That's usually tied to what you're doing, right? Your job, your tasks, your responsibilities. And depression, that's often characterized by this pervasive low mood or sadness. But this existential exhaustion is different. It's this quiet, nagging feeling that the very act of being is just way too much effort.
So what does that actually feel like on the inside? How does this invisible weight show up in our day-to-day lives?
This quote it nails it, doesn't it? It's that sense of just going through the motions. You feel like you're playing a role you never even auditioned for, and you're trying to pretend that it all matters. You show up, you smile, you do what's expected of you, but inside, you feel completely disconnected from the script.
Yeah, and this state is often connected to something called anhedonia. It's a fancy word, but what it really means is that you lose the ability to feel pleasure. But it's a specific kind. It's not that you can't feel good, it's more that nothing feels worth the incredible effort anymore. Your hobbies, seeing friends, even simple little pleasures, they all start to feel like just another item on an endless to-do list.
And that feeling can lead to this other thing, depersonalization. It's this strange sensation of detachment, like you're a spectator just watching your own life unfold from a distance. You can see everything happening, but you can't feel it. You can't connect to it. It's like there's a pane of glass between you and your life. And the effort of trying to break through that glass, you guessed it, it's utterly exhausting.
Okay, so the big question is, why? Where does this come from? Well, it's rarely one big thing. It's usually more of a slow, quiet buildup over time. So let's take a look at a few of the pathways that can lead us to this place.
Right, so there are a few common culprits here. First, there's just the slow burn of disappointment over many, many years. Then you've got the accumulation of traumas and losses, even the small ones. They add up. Sometimes it's the sheer burden of being acutely aware of all the injustice and chaos in the world. And yeah, sometimes it really is a shift in brain chemistry that just makes the act of existing feel impossible. Now, this next point is really, really crucial. It's so easy for people to mistake this feeling for being suicidal. But there's a key difference. It's not usually an active wish to die. It's a deep, overwhelming desire for a break. You just want rest from the relentless effort of being alive.
So if the problem is this profound need for rest, what's the solution? You might think it's about finding a new purpose or just, pushing harder. But surprisingly, the path forward is actually something much, much gentler.
And really, this is the heart of it all. What exhausted people need most isn't another solution. It's not a motivational speech. It's permission. Just permission. Permission to stop trying so damn hard. Permission to stop performing. And permission to stop pretending you're okay when you're really, really not. So what does that actually look like in practice? Well, it looks like this. Giving yourself permission to rest without that voice in your head calling you lazy. Permission to just not be okay. Permission to operate at, say, 20% capacity instead of 100, and to accept that that's enough for right now. It's all about letting go of the performance.
And that permission can come from other people too. Sometimes the most healing thing in the world isn't advice. It's just validation. It's having someone really see your struggle and just sit with you in it without judging you or trying to fix it. That alone can make the weight feel just a little bit more bearable.
So I really want this to sink in. If this is how you feel, you are not broken. You are not a failure. This is not a sign of weakness.
Actually, it's a sign that you've been incredibly strong, carrying this invisible weight for way, way too long without ever getting a real chance to rest.
And that's the message to really hold on to. Even when you're completely exhausted, even when you feel totally empty, even when just existing feels impossible, you are enough, exactly as you are. Your worth has nothing to do with your productivity or your energy levels. So really, the biggest takeaway here is about profound self-compassion. Just be gentle with yourself. Rest whenever you can. Exist at the absolute minimum if that's all you've got today, and know that that is perfectly okay. For now, just breathing, that's enough. The world can wait.
And all of this kind of leaves us with a bigger question, right? Because this feeling of exhaustion is deeply personal, but it also says a lot about the pressures of the world we live in. So how can we, as a society, as friends, as family, build a world with more room for rest? How can we create more space for people to just be without this constant pressure to perform? How do we make it easier for everyone to get the kind of deep rest they so desperately need?